Walking out in lane 5, an 18-year-old from Western Bartonshire did a 7.5 second personal best time this morning. 7.5 seconds he knocked off.
Well, he did, and he was in one of the early heats and he won it by an absolute streak. It was wonderful to watch. Adam Peaty goes in lane 1 from City of Derby, coached by Mel Marshall. There's a name, fantastic swimmer she was. Chris Steeples of Manchester goes in 2. And then James Broady is in the final of the 100 breaststroke in 3. Michael Jameson, here he is, not yet on the team, he's got a job to do. Ross Murdoch, what a heat he had. 7.5 second lifetime best goes in 5. Joe Parker from Plymouth goes in 6. And Craig Benson, here he is. Well, wonderful 100 breaststroke to make the Olympic team. Came second, brilliant time as well, low 60 point. He's on the team for the 100. And then Tristan Slater, I should say, from Millfield School. Set a lifetime best to qualify in lane 8.
It's worth noting, you mentioned Jameson's long stroke rate, but Benson in 7 probably swims twice as many strokes down the first length. So keep an eye on that, 7 and 4. Very different stroke rates, I imagine, down the first length.
Take your marks.
The first semi-final of the men's 200 metres breaststroke. There's a white hat right in the centre. Well, he's got quite a fast stroke rate at the moment. Look at the red hat, one lane from the right-hand side there. That is Benson, and he went out super fast this morning. He's the guy that made the 100 metres breaststroke individual for the Olympic Games. Looked really good, but went out like a shot this morning, and then all the wheels fell off on the second 100.
Yeah, 63.73 I think he went this morning, but Jameson also went out in 63, Murdoch in 5, 63.75, and I tell you what, very impressive. The lane 5, 7 second best time, and he's still up with the guys. He's not giving in. Jameson, though, he's not as slow as he normally is. I mean, he's actually picked his pace up, and it's very important, I think, you can get into, as you said with the fly, very similar strokes, get into a bad habit, and the rhythm goes, and you cannot do a breaststroke half decent. You've got to slow or you're fast.
You slow, you're fast. Well,
yeah,
he is going for. I tell you what, he's going for it though. Michael Jameson is really going for it. He looked super in the heats this morning, really very good indeed. And 102.5, well, he's just 0.7 of a second outside the British record, which is held by Chris Gilchrist, who goes in the second semi-final, and he looks really good.
Absolutely. He's a good couple of body lengths ahead of the rest, and it's quite interesting, actually, when you're in a breaststroke race, when you can see at the back of somebody, because you're obviously breathing forwards, as with fly. And I don't know about you, Andy, but whenever you can see the back of somebody and they're 2 or 3 seconds ahead, it's quite soul-destroying to try and keep up with them and think about your own race pace, because that's exactly what you've got to do. Jameson, a very supreme swim here, 1:36.29. He's outside British record by about a second, I think, but this is the marker we need to lay down. He's still determined to get his place in the squad, still working hard.
This is a great idea. At the Olympics, you've got to do this. At the Olympic Games, you can't mess about in the heats and the semis. We've had quite a few relatively slow swims from the big guys in the heats and the semis, but this guy's not slow at all. Jameson leading. At the moment, just in second place is James Broady. Broady coming back at Jameson. It looks like Jameson's just slowed down a little bit, and still in third, Ross Murdoch, the 18-year-old. I wonder if we can see another lifetime best from him. Jameson wins it. Broady second. Murdoch third. And, well, he's repeated his time. 2:14.9 Murdoch's gone, so without a super fast second semi, Ross Murdoch's going to make the final. But very impressive swim from Jameson.
No, absolutely. Again, in the semi-finals, did what he had to do, but also psychologically, well, the rest of this field were nowhere near him, so he's made that mark. Just got a couple of guys in the next one, well, 3 actually, 3 or 4 who are capable of those sorts of times. So that's what he had to do in the first semi.
Comes very high up.
But that's a feature of actually the power that you have when you're scooping your arms together. When you pull your arms together, it forces the hands forward, well, up and forward, and so using that power very, very well. The idea is to get your arms at the start of the stroke as quickly as you can. There's no point in hanging around with breaststroke. It's dead. The minute they've finished the pull, you've got to get them fast to the front so you can start the stroke again. And he did ease back. Last sort of 5-10 metres, I think he thought he'd just ease slightly back.
Well, 2:11.47, the third fastest time in the world this year for Michael Jameson in the semi-final of the 200 breaststroke. Very good.